All right, guys, you know what time it is. Cue that intro. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastic today on this lovely Sunday of our Sunday morning. Sunday. Not a bloody Sunday, a pretty nice green Sunday. Everything's starting to look pretty good in the markets. Again, hope you're all doing fantastic. So, let's start off today with some breaking news. Wait for it. Breaking news, guys. Craig S. Wright is not Satoshi. Didn't know if you guys knew that or not. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. We're going to try and play some soothing tunes today. And we're going to see if that works. Hold on, let me get that set up. And yeah, there we go. Sounds about right. Now let me just turn that down. Okay, hopefully that's good for you guys. All right, cool. If it's not, let me know. Playing with it, making sure the audio is good. Just giving you guys something a little bit to listen to. We did get a copyright strike the last time we did that. What's the song in our intro? The credit is down in the description down below, but that is Ryan Little West Coast. Shout out to that good sir as we proceed. Yes, very, very good tune. All right, a little bit of chat engagement. Malicious Upload, thanks for joining us this morning. Light Yagami, as always. Peter XY Zabel. Peter XYZ Able, how you doing this morning? Let's see. Mastache, how we doing this morning? Shout out to Scott Lanto, Team Cracking Crypto. Glad to have you on the team, and everybody tuning in from around the world. Let's get right into it, guys. I didn't see really anything super critical in the news. There is an interesting Wired article. This is an older Wired article, but it's just interesting. People are talking about it on the old crypto Twitter. XRP Squirt, good morning to you. There was a pretty good, interesting old Wired article, if you guys want to go back and read that, about Craig S. Wright. It's just kind of fun to go back and rehash some of that stuff. We will take a brief look. Again, I didn't see anything super important. Again, guys, I think if you did not watch the beginning of the show yesterday where I was talking about the SEC rulings on AirFox and Paragon, I think you guys should just go back and rewatch like the first 10-15 minutes of yesterday's show. I think that's really important. However, Scott was talking about this, about, let's see here, about the world's first multi-crypto, ETP, it says, amidst market collapse. So we have a major Swiss stock exchange that is going to be listing what people are referring to as an ETF, the world's first multi-crypto ETF. And this is coming from a major Swiss stock exchange, SIX. So let's just go through this real quickly, guys. Switzerland's principal stock exchange, SIX, Swiss Exchange, will list the world's first multi-crypto-based exchange-traded product next week. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Will be listed under index HODL and will track 5 major cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, which one, and Litecoin. According to the article, each cryptocurrency will acquire a certain market share within the upcoming ETP, with Bitcoin accounting for around half of the ETP's assets. I guess you could be hedged by the downwards volatility of Bitcoin, by the even more massive downwards volatility of Ethereum. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see, the rest are set to be divided in fractions, with 25.4% in now second cryptocurrencies XRP. Okay, so that's actually not too bad, it seems, from an investment perspective. And 16.7% in Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin acquiring 5.2 and 3% of the market, respectively. And that seems like a fairly good market average weighted investment asset class. Or investment product. So that doesn't seem too entirely crazy. I've seen proposals from the other ETFs that we have that have been slapped down by the SEC, or that are being considered by the SEC, coming up until January 2019. So that seems like a good split to me. That doesn't seem pretty bad. Let's see. Malicious upload. Is this for the crypto version of The Price is Right, or are we about to have an airdrop based on if we guess the correct sat value of a coin? Kyle Castle, hi from South Africa. Thanks for tuning in, man. And Frank Chin, we got a Chinaman tuning in. Hey, from the city in the east, country in the east, continent, place, location, that thing. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's see. It will be organized in a way to comply with the same strict policies that are required by traditional ETPs. This will provide a well-regulated tool for trading cryptocurrencies for both institutional and retail investors that are limited in the field by crypto-unfriendly environments. What I want to get to is, how are they going to launch it? Are they going to have essentially what happens with ETF products sometimes, is that there's a pre-sale, depending on how you can get in. How are they going to handle forks? That's important information, especially if they're going to be holding Bitcoin Cash. Especially if Ethereum does have a hard fork to move from Ethereum to Ethereum 2.0 when they implement proof of stake. These are all very important things to consider when you're wondering how this financial product is going to handle things in the cryptocurrency market that is kind of antonym, that is kind of foreign and different to your traditional financial markets. Let's see here. In Sweden, they already have a Bitcoin ETP called CoinShares. That's been out for a while. Tracked at about $1 billion since 2015, when it was listed on the NASDAQ Stockholm. Let's see here. Recently, the SEC stopped accepting public feedback on their Bitcoin ETF review after previous denial of 9 applications to list and trade various BTC ETFs from 3 companies, including ProShare, Direxion, and Granite Shares. Yes, so all 9 BTC ETFs have been denied by the SEC. However, I would be interested to see what the ruling that they do on the January ETF is. That is probably the most professional, best, well put together one that I have seen so far. So we'll just keep our eyes peeled for January. Backed, however, launching here in December. Fantastic, exciting times. We're going to have just another ETP coming out. It's just what I've been talking about, guys. You go back and look at my published videos. I've been talking about this for a while, how institutional money is getting into Bitcoin. Doesn't really matter if we go into a little bit of a lull here for the next year or two. That's absolutely fine. We're going to see the accumulation of Bitcoin in financial service sectors, as we're seeing here. And the next bull run will most likely be unlike anything we've ever seen before. And you thought you've seen bull runs. You have no idea what's going to happen. Let's see. Ripple adds another banking partner to its growing list, Malaysian banking group, CIMB. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Ripple's really killing it, man. Ripple's really killing it with adding their banking partners here. I saw that article about, is Ripple going to overtake Swift? Could be possible. Again, I just have to be honest and legitimate, guys. That has nothing to do with the valuation of the Ripple token. The Ripple payment network has very, very little to do with the Ripple token. So that doesn't mean it can't go up. Just saying. Let's see here. That's not interesting to me. 50% favor Bitcoin. Yeah, this is pretty cool. If you guys weren't aware, Ron Paul put out a pretty interesting tweet that said you get $10,000. A rich man gives you $10,000. The only catch is you have to keep it in the form that they give it to you for 10 years. Which would you rather have? 50% answered Bitcoin. And I believe there was over 80,000 people that participated in that. Yep, so 50% said Bitcoin, with only 2% saying Federal Reserve notes. That doesn't surprise me. 37% saying gold. So Peter Schiff was saying in his last article that that smart money is buying up gold. Well, I think smart money's probably buying Bitcoin, and there's lots of chain analysis that I've seen lately that really corresponds to that. Lots of Bitcoin being bought OTC, lots of Bitcoin, large amounts of Bitcoin moving into cold wallets. People are buying the dip, guys. Now, everybody is saying, and even I'm saying that the most likely scenario here is that we do move down a little bit before we move back up. That's absolutely fine. We were looking at that lower support like 4,300, 4,800. We can look down at those levels. If we break the daily low of 5,200, that's fine. Like I said, we take things one day at a time, one Satoshi at a time. But again, I'm on record. I said it here, guys, live, and I'm not changing my mind. You can buy the dip, guys. You should buy the dip. Hashtag not financial advice. That's what I'm doing, though. I'll be adding to my long-term Bitcoin position as I continue to take intraday trades. Let's see. All right, so there's that. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's go over here and look at our good old Bitcoin, starting off with the daily chart. All right. Sorry, I'm working on a little bit of code here for the Fibonacci crossover strategy here, so bear with me as we go here. So looking at the daily chart, we are seeing a little bit of green. Let's head over to real quick. I know this is pretty cheesy, everybody else does this, but it's just an interesting way that we can do this. Looking over at CoinMarketCap, we can see that the market cap has risen to about $185 billion, so not bad. 24-hour volume of 13 billion. BTC dominance down half a percentile from 53% yesterday. And we are seeing a fairly green day all across the board, guys. Pretty good day. What's our biggest winners? Digitex futures. Somebody asked me to chart that the other day. Factum looking pretty good. Factum looking good. We took a trade on Factum just the other day. Huobi token. And everything else is kind of like lower in that lower 10%. XRP up 6%. Chainlink up 6% from the lull the other few days. Not bad. Let's see. Monero, not looking bad. BNB always moving upwards when BTC is moving upwards. PoonDX recovering 3%. Good news for the individuals in PoonDX. We've been positioning into that for a while. Wanchain, Bancor, Ox. This is all fairly pretty run-of-the-mill on a good green day where Bitcoin's rising up a little bit, but however is fairly flat, even though we are up a little bit. Let's go over to BitGer. We'll go over to BitGer and check out the heat map. All right, Real Stogger Roach, thank you for coming in this morning. Hope you're not late to class. Wasabi Peter Schiff is a tool. If you take into account inflation, hasn't gold gone down in value over the past 20 years? Sick hodl. Yeah, definitely an investment in Bitcoin has been much better. Checking out the heat maps on coins on BitGer today. Here is our heat map. Always translate French? No, I think I'm good. Thank you very much. All right, BTC. Bitcash down 5%. The heat map looks pretty neutral. It's a pretty neutral day, guys. Pretty neutral day. XRP still up and flying. XLM still up and flying. Ethereum moving up a little bit. BTC not doing very much right now. Heat maps on exchanges. Let's see. Volume on BitMEX. Nah, not doing too good. Yeah, BitMEX volume's down quite a bit. All right, cool. Let's see here. Let's go over to. We need. Let's just go to the beginning here. Okay, and volatility is going to be important for us to look at. Whew, IOC, that is a lot of volatility. Digitex futures, very high volatility today. Might be looking at that for a potential trade. Factum looking as a good market right now. So again, we're looking at what are high volatile assets to move into, and that's what we're looking for if you're going to be day trading. So, right today, I would not probably get into IOC. That looks like, what is their 24-hour, I'd have to look at their volume. Their volume is probably extremely low. Digitex futures, maybe, not really my thing. XRP and XMR really what are standing out to me today. Maybe BNB. Those are the things that stand out to me today. I prefer to trade those higher volume, higher market cap coins. They're just safer. I leave that Cryptopia stuff to pump and dump groups. All right, so BTC fee predicting, BitGer index. We want, look at Bitcoin open interest, which is going to be, okay, here we go. So funds are neutral right now on BTC. Okay, so this is futures open interest on CME CBOE. Okay, so funds is going to represent institutional money. So what this says is that institutional money right now, institutional investors are neutral on the price of Bitcoin, as they should be. Let's see here. Others, which is going to account for retail traders, CME, CBOE. They're in a sell position. And then you have retail traders, which is everybody on regular exchanges. They are bullish. Okay, so this doesn't really tell us a whole lot. We have funds fairly neutral, leaning toward bearish. We have your larger, smaller institutional investors, retail traders saying to sell, and we have absolute retail traders saying to buy. Again, that probably tells us that price will most likely move down before we move back up. However, we will get the new report on institutional money on Tuesday, and that's processed based on sentiment on Friday. All right, trading sentiment. All right, so here we're going to look at our bull bear income. And we see that bears are still in profitable position, as we can see right here. All right, not bad, not bad. Longs are not in profitable positions right now. All right. Obviously, as we can tell, so that feels to me bad. If we go back and look at our BTC USD longs, all right, let's look at our BTC USD longs. And we correspond that to price. I mean, longs are fairly trapped right now. Okay, so this is our 12-hour chart. So when did longs start peaking up? Well, okay, so longs peaked out right here when we were at the top. And most of those longs are still in, all right? So we've got about, the difference. Longs fell off here. Like, how many longs fell off? This is on Bitfinex. So we had about 2,000 longs fall off prior to the dip, and then we had the dip, and longs are skyrocketed, but they're trapped right now. If price does not move up, those longs are going to be trapped, and as price continues to move against them, they're going to have to sell and cover. We had shorts obviously skyrocket at the top of the dip. They got absolutely smashed. The ones who were not in their shorts at this point in time. But most people were trying to short the dip down, then they're covered. We have profit taking right here. This is shorts taking their profit taking, and this is retail shorters getting fleeced, as always we see. And now we see the shorts picking back up a little bit, but it's still fairly equal. Going to look at coin farm. Thank you, Lightly Yami. It is copyright free lo-fi music this morning, which is just how I like it. Taking a look at BitMEX Sentiment. All right, taking a look at BitMEX Sentiment, we do see that the longs are in position. Only about 17 million only about 17 million more positions, which each position is $1, as we all know on BitMEX. Let's go see if there's any interesting activity in the last 30 minutes. Well, we had a good position of shorts open up, only about 1 million. That's really nothing to write home to mom about. The last 24 hours, we are seeing the longs pick up, but the shorts are keeping right in there. Again, that's fairly neutral. We see here that the sentiment of retail traders is to the long side, most likely to move down after a little bit of a bounce. And what kind of bounce can we expect to get? Well, let's go over and take a look. Well, it's got Stygian Dehan. Thanks for joining the stream this morning. Hope you're doing well. Again, I'm trying to monitor the restream chat so that we are on Periscope, Mixer, and Twitch as well right now. So hopefully we're not missing anybody, because yesterday I was missing individuals chatting in the Twitch. So I apologize for that. All right, BTC USD on Coinbase. All right, looking at the daily chart here, well, how much of a bounce can we get? Again, we've got to get above this resistance at 61.60, guys. I'm really not excited until we start moving up there. Until we see that, it's just a slight term bounce, and we most likely move down. So we've got our current daily low close at 5,200 and our 786 Fibonacci retracement at 51.98, and I don't get worried to move to the downside till we get down to that. So again, I'm just considering this ranging trading, okay? We can see right there that that's where the resistance starts. So we can move fairly quickly upwards in this low volume node area. But again, so what can we expect here? Well, a potential bounce up through this low volume node area, maybe a little bit of consolidation, and then most likely a move to the downside, because that's probably where shorts will restock and reload and probably fire upon all the trapped longs that are right here. And if price does bounce up to around 6,000, maybe 5,800 probably looks like a more reasonable solution looking at this little baby high volume node. So let's say 5,850, 5,800. Price bounces up to about the $5,800 level. Longs that entered longs here are feeling good, so they're in profit, so they're wanting to take profit, especially if price stalls out. And longs that are up here are now absolutely trapped, and if price moves against them psychologically, oh, they're out of capital. They're probably, they don't want to sell at a loss. They don't want to sell at a loss, meaning that if price moves back up here to an area close to where they entered into a long position, they're most likely going to want to sell at a small loss or break even, meaning this is going to be very hard resistance to overcome because of all the trapped longs in this area right here. Retail traders got it absolutely long, and it is more likely that influence of trapped longs up here exiting at much less of a loss and more close to a break-even profit, more close to a break-even loss than selling down here 13% low. They'd rather sell at a 5% loss, so they would be excited, very happy to get back up to this area and exit their longs, and that is going to be confluent with the fact that institutional shorts are probably going to step in and short this to the ground. We'll see how the market opens tomorrow morning. All right, let's see here. So coming down into our lower time frames, and yes, this right now, our oscillators, this isn't telling us crap, guys, because we are in a strong down. We have been in the strong downtrend for a while. There's no such thing as RSI being oversold too much in a downtrend. Price can always go lower. We are getting the Fisher crossover on the 1 day, so we might be seeing that little bounce back up. Let's see if we can go back to the 0 period. We saw that right over here. We saw the nice bounce, and then we saw a nice little run. Okay, so let's see if we see that nice little run here. But again, let's go ahead and pop out. Let's just look at confluence. Let's take our trend-based fib extension. Let's measure from the high to the low. Okay, and let's say that's going to happen over here. Okay, well, where are we likely to run? Well, a 618 retracement is going to bring us to 6145, right at that 6160. Right at that 6160 resistance level that I thought, and a 50% retracement is going to bring us right around that $5,800 level, 5970, where we're probably going to see a little bit of resistance. So that could be our first level of resistance. But really, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to get above 6160. Not wanting to be a perma bear here. I'm just calling it as I see it, guys. It's going to be very difficult for the bulls to push the price back up. However, if they are, that would be fantastic. Let's see here. Light Yagami asks, didn't last year's bull run start with a dump like this? Yes. Markets typically capitulate with a dump, a panic sell down below support. However, just looking at institutional sentiment, generally, this isn't. Now again, we'll see how the CME and CBOE futures play out tomorrow. If the CME and CBOE futures step in and they're long, then I think that's very bullish, and I think that we will go back up to 6160. But more than likely, I think that. They're probably, since they're neutral right now, what they'll probably do is stay neutral until we get a nice little bounce back up, and they'll reload on their ammunition and push price down. Again, still looking at that 43.86 level and looking at retesting that downward channel. That just seems more likely to me at this point in time, okay? And we have fantastic opportunities here to buy the dip, okay? I'm not wavering in that. I want you guys to understand, yes, is price going to move against us? Yes, that's fine, okay? But if you're a recreational trader, if you're a recreational investor of BTC, I really think that anywhere around here is a fantastic place to buy, looking at your upside potential. I saw a really good tweet today. If you're an investor in BTC right now, your downside potential is 50%. If price drops all the way down to, let's say 2,000, okay, 2,500. All right, your upside potential is quite high. So let's say price right now is 55.40. Let's say price drops to 2,500. Okay, you've lost 50% of your investment. However, looking at your upside potential, just going back to the all-time high, well, let's pull out here. Let's make this nice and small. Hide drawing tools, so this is a little bit more easy to see. Okay, so let's take a long and short position and look at risk to reward ratio. Okay, so let's just say you come back to test your all-time high. Okay, that's fine. And now let's say that price drops to 2,500. I'm going to put it at 3,000. Let's just say 2,500 so that my argument is cogent. Okay, well that means that your risk reward ratio is 5 to 2. You have a downside potential of 52% and an upside potential of 270%. Okay, let's just say we go back to 10,000. Okay, your upside potential is still 103%. Your downside potential is still only 50%. So, looking at your risk to reward ratio on the long term in BTC, again, buy the dip. All right, so get zoomed back in here, guys. All right. All right, so let's get rid of that because I don't think that's super valid at this point in time. We'll see if it becomes valid. So going down to the 12-hour chart, What do we see on Bitcoin? Falling volume and a move up. That's typically more bearish than it is bullish. Obviously, RSI still oversold. Fisher Transform coming up to test us, and we do see falling momentum in the MACD, but you didn't need those oscillators to tell you that. You didn't need those indicators to tell you that. You can just look at price action. Looking at the 12-hour chart, where's our next area of resistance? Well, we've got our 8-period moving average coming down, and we're about to be butting up right against it. So, again, I have been adding to a low-level short. Stop at 55.60, so we'll see how that plays out. Coming down to the 6-hour chart. Oh, we're still in this sideways period of accumulation and consolidation, guys. And we can see on the 6-hour chart, we are still consolidating right at that 8-period moving average. So we'll see if we are able to close above it or if we actually reject from here. 4-hour chart, for the people on the shorter time frame, 4-hour chart, we can see that we did break above 8-period moving average resistance and then 13-period moving average resistance. Now we've got the 21-day sloping down, so that's right up there at 55.91. That's right around that area of horizontal resistance that I was talking about here, where really the top of the high volume node starts. Coming to the 1-hour chart, guys. Let's see what the 1-hour chart looks like. This is what I've been basing in my positions off of, right here. All right, so we can see that I've got my stop set at on a short position here at my ATR, trailing stop based on ATR times 3.5. So this is average true range. This is the current volatility of the market based on the last 5 candle bars multiplied by 3.5. And as you can see, it does a pretty fantastic job of keeping you in your position and letting you know when the trend changes and when your position was invalidated. That's fine with a low leverage short or with a low leverage position. When you're trading on like a 60-minute time frame in a market like this. It's a pretty good way. That's just how I do it. Let's see. Moving on. 4386 level equals flamethrower to the face. Yes, Light Megami. Where can we get info on the CBOE future scale of longs to shorts malicious upload? You can get that on Bitger. So you just go over to bitger.com. Probably one of the best resources that I use to figure out. And you just go over here to tools and you go to, where was I at? Bitcoin open interest. And this will feature sentiment by category. So funds are going to be your CME, CBOE. This is leveraged funds. Leveraged funds are typically hedge funds and various types of money managers. So again, smart money. We look to copy them. Other reportables are generally reportable traders, i.e. big professional traders, actual people that handle other people's money and are professional traders. And then small is retail traders, trader below those support the reportable limit, small and professional traders. So generally we are looking to copy what funds and others do, and we're looking to absolutely do the opposite of what retail traders do because they often get it wrong. So yeah, check out Bitger.com, fantastic thing. Open interest is really good. Trading sentiment is also probably one of the best tools that I've been using in my toolkit lately. Looking at bull bear income and understanding the market, the psychology of people in profitable and unprofitable positions. Bitcoin Trading Challenge has a fantastic video on this, by the way, if you guys want to go check out his playlist. Really good video introduction on how to incorporate this into your trading strategy. So yeah, Coin Farm fairly neutral. Okay, so still expecting that kind of period of consolidation right here. But again, this is retail traders looking over at longs continue to pick up. This is retail longs picking up, retail shorts picking up too. So that's rising open interest in Bitcoin. That's fairly good. However, I feel that these longs are fairly trapped. We'll just see how we do with resistance. Again, we'll see. So on the 1 hour chart, we did just finally close above the 55-day period moving average. That's actually not a horrible sign. That's pretty good. This is generally an entry sign. However, I'm going to counter trade against retail. I see that we have this high volume node, this area of resistance right here. So I'm thinking that it's going to be difficult for us to get above that. And even if we do, I'm just going to get stopped out of my position here at a small loss. And I'm probably expecting that we see a stop loss on up to this area before price reverses. So then I'll wait for that to re-enter. Now, again, if that's invalidated and we do continue to go up, then we are seeing a little bit quicker than I expected this brief rally up to 5,800. I don't think the volume is there. I think there's too many buyers at this point in time that are retail, and that breaks my heart, but it just seems like we are going to move down more before we move up because the retail longs that got in here, there's still too many retail longs that are trapped up here. These retail longs need to exit their position so that they can rebuy in and move price up. Right now, all they can do is if they exit their position, they're just creating resistance, guys. And hopefully this makes sense. I mean, listen, right here, you have longs picking up right around this level. And so that's the majority of the longs right here. I'd say that's like 75% of the longs. And right now they're trapped in unprofitable positions. Okay, so they want to add, but they probably are out of capital. They probably already added to their positions down here because they're saying, okay, open up a long on the dip. All right, now recall, guys, I never said that. I never said open up a long on the dip. I said buy the dip. Big difference, all right? Trading and investing, quite different. So all those longs are trapped in unprofitable positions, and now they have probably most likely added the rest of their capital, retail traders here, to long positions, and all they're looking to do is get out at a slight profit when we get back up to this area where they can sell at roughly break even at a slight loss and profit on their smaller positions. So again, that is making this level of resistance fairly untenable to surmount. Okay, moving on to the 15-minute chart. Okay, yeah. So again, still looking at backing onto my short position at this point in time. I think just based off what we're seeing right here, again, you always typically want to short resistance and long support, and then that way it's a low risk way to trade, guys. So opportunities like here and here. When we get a sell crossover on the Fisher transform, MACD is not being super helpful for us right now. That's fine because price is so tightly range bound. But yeah, when I'm seeing peaks in price action, I'm looking to continue to add a little bit of spots to my low leverage short. And if I get stopped out at 55.60, that's absolutely fine. I'll just wait and look to re-enter. Okay, moving on. Ethereum USD. Go to the daily chart first. Ethereum USD looking kind of like BTC right now. Let's go take a look at, let's see, trading sentiment. Now, there's a way, I don't know if we can pull up sentiment on Ethereum on Bitger. However, I know that we can on CoinFarm. I've only used Bitger for BTC right now. I know that they have the data, but I don't really want to flail around. So let's look at retail interest in Ethereum right now. Long still have the dominance. Okay. So looking back at the last 30 minutes, we can see a pickup in shorts trying to respond to the Ethereum pump. But again, this isn't nothing to write home to mom about. Overall, we have a superiority of the longs. Okay, so we have 39 million shorts, 40 million longs. Okay, so about 80 million positions right there. And so this is all fairly weak sauce right here. We have longs and shorts fairly opening up and equal, and the shorts just did pick up a little bit of a significant position to try to push them back down just in the last hour right here. So again, fairly neutral, nothing to write home to mom about. Looking at our Ethereum Bitfinex longs and short positions. No, sorry, that's my XBT. Okay. So let's look at longs here compared to shorts. Okay, guys, remember. Okay, so this is our 12-hour chart. So Ethereum longs, highly trapped. Ethereum longs just picked down a little bit. Okay, so again, this is the same thing, guys. When we're looking at the psychology of how this is going to play out. Excuse me. 80% of longs are trapped in this position right here. They're in an unprofitable position. And if we go back over here and look at longs, we can see that we had the dip and then a slight pick back up. So this is people either re-adding to their positions or fresh capital adding to Ethereum longs. However, the majority of longs being trapped here, there's not a lot of fresh retail capital to throw into new longs right here, going to make pushing the price up harder. However, as you have individuals that are buying the spot price up, that will help move the mark price up as well. However, you're going to have the same phenomenon. Getting above this resistance here at like $195 to $200 is going to be very difficult because the bulls here are going to be very happy to sell at a break even or slight profit. Doubling down in their position here, probably don't have the capital to double down. Most retail traders kind of got pretty crazy right here and probably went long. It was the small minority that shorted. And so they're trapped in unprofitable positions, meaning they're going to want to sell at break even or a slight profit as we move up, and that is going to make moving above that price level very, very difficult. So I still think that we move further down before we move further up. Looking at the 12-hour chart. See here. Looking at the 12-hour chart, just still moving sideways right here in a period of consolidation. Now we could be seeing boom, boom, and move back up. So we could be seeing, this does look like a little bit of a bearish pennant. Kind of looks like one to me. And we'll see how that plays out. Typically, if that's true, and we're kind of seeing the same thing, honestly, on BTC as well. We go back up to the higher time frames. Those look quite like a bullish or bearish pennant to me. All right, we'll just see if it plays out like one. Okay, got these outliers. That's all right. Now, if I'm true to it, I'll measure from the candle bodies because I need to be consistent. But we'll just see if this plays out like one. However, if that is the case, if this does play out like a bearish pennant, then what we typically would do is we would measure the length of the flagpole. So if we come up here and our peak right before the dip, all right. So where's our flagpole? Flagpole, let's just say it stops right about here. So that's 10,8997. So from the breakdown right here, we would go 10,8997. And that would give us a target of 4361 if we're doing a measured movement off of the bearish pennant. Now, that 4361, that sounds, it sounds familiar. Oh, it's like almost like my price target of 4386. No, not my target, but just where the next level of support is. So you got a lot of factors pointing right here, guys. A lot of factors pointing right here. The downsloping channel, volume support. Let's see here. Measured movement off the pennant, general market sentiment, or smart money anyways, all looking downwards, guys. So again, this doesn't give me any oh, good morning, Alex. Sorry, see, that's why I have to have, do you think XRP BTC looks like a big distribution area right now? Oh, let's check it out. We'll get to XRP here in just a little bit. Highly probable. All right, so go over to Ethereum Sentiment. There we go. All right, so looking at Ethereum Sentiment, obviously, yes, we can see that bulls in highly unprofitable positions. Bull income in USD is about $1.44 million to the downside, while the bears continue to be in nice profit. Here, short positions in Ethereum. See, they're fairly flat. They're fairly level, guys. All right. If we look at these, if we look at the short positions right there on the screen and the long positions, they haven't really budged a whole lot. Okay. And the fact that the price of Ethereum has fallen quite a bit. Again, unprofitable longs in very unhealthy positions, guys. So they'll be very happy to sell a break even. So I think it's going to be very difficult for Ethereum, just like BTC, to move back above these prices at this level in time. We'll just wait to see what happens. And again, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the commitment of traders is on the CME and CBOE platforms coming out on Tuesday. And we'll also have to see how the traditional markets open tomorrow, especially GBTC. All right, so zooming down into the 6-hour chart on Ethereum, we can see more of that bullish. We can see more of that just ranging consolidation right inside of that pennant formation. Let's see here. Coming up to the 8-period moving average resistance, consolidating got rejected. Now we've got very little volume on this current 6-hour candle. We'll wait to see how this baby closes. Not looking super healthy. We're not even talking about making a move to the upside until we can close above this, unless you're playing on these higher time frames. On these higher time frames, you are getting the exact same thing, resistance and consolidation right around that 8-period moving average after getting rejected from the 13-period moving average. Nothing to write home to mom about. On the 1-hour chart, you're getting rejection from the 55-period moving average. And as long as that holds true, I would not be looking to add to a long position. On the 1-hour chart, I'm going to need to see if we break above the 55-period moving average and close above it, you could take a highly leveraged long up here to the top of the pennant. Although I wouldn't recommend that because we really haven't gone beyond. Yeah, ever since we fell down, we need to break above that support. Just the range is too tight. The only trade I'd be looking to take to the upside here is potentially, looking to buy here, like right now on the 15-minute chart. Like Ethereum, BTC doesn't look too bad. Like you could try to take a position right here and try to take it to the upside. Not really the position, the way that I would want to play it. Again, you could target the top of this pennant. Again, that's not the trade that I would really want to take. Especially on tight margin within this really tight channel. I prefer like having a margin like this where, again, obviously this is hindsight 2020, but you had somewhat of a range established. So you can just use this as your swing low and this is your swing high. And when you get up here to this resistance and you start seeing strong resistance, that's an area, well, you'd have to go to the higher time frames and see that at that level in time, you were getting rejection. Yeah, so you were getting rejection at this point in time from your trailing stop. Trailing stop still telling you in your hourly to be in your short position, and that's a good opportunity right here to enter the short. So the Fisher transform would have given you an opportunity to enter in the short on this candle right here, right there on this candle right here. Fisher transform would have given you a short signal. RSI would have not confirmed it, but that's okay. MACD would have confirmed it a couple candles later where you have waning volume, or you could have entered your short right here where you begin to see the waning volume on the MACD, as well as the Fisher transform drop and top below the zero line. So you could have also entered in your short here, and then you could have rode this baby puppy out until you break what? Their 21-day period moving average. You could have got that whole move till you break your 8-period moving average. Just depends on how aggressively you're trying to trade this. Of course, hindsight being 2020, but now the range is just too tight. So I think the more profitable thing to do in this position is wait for a break up to the upside or a break down to the downside and play like that. Also, you could be looking at a close of your daily low here at 171.73. If we go to the daily chart, I think that's what that corresponds to. Okay, so now actually what I have that as is at the bottom of the high volume node area, okay? So that's where volume really begins to drop off, but I'm going to move that down to the daily low on Finex. Okay, I'll move that down to the daily low. You'd also wait for a break of your daily low right here and take a short position based off that. But just zooming in a little bit, yeah, that's how I would be playing this out, guys. I'd be waiting for a break and a close at the very minimum on the hourly, preferably on the 4-hour chart. Also, always remember that whatever time frame you guys are trading on, when you're looking for confirmation, like, so let's say you're on the 55, you're on the 1-hour chart here, and you're looking at ETH, getting rejection here from your 55-day period moving average or whatever however you're trying to trade, and then you go above it, okay? Well, and you close above it. All right, that's good. So you want to go to your higher time frame and see where your next level of resistance is going to be. So on your higher time frame, you can see that your next level of resistance is going to be your 21-period moving average, and so that's how you can target that. So you're toggling back and forth between your lower time frame and your higher time frame to get clearer targets and clearer direction in how you're trading. All right, taking a look at XRP. All right, XRP on a little bit of a tear over the last few days. Not bad, especially after bouncing and finding support off that 55-day period moving average. As you can see, we hit it and found support right here. Had this nice little run up, had a little bit of a pullback, which looks to me like a 50% retracement, maybe a 618 at the very low. Yeah, it's actually a 786. Came back down to test the 786. It was respected. Again, always remember, guys, if we, Light Yagami says, that music making me sleepy as fuck right now. My bad. Geez, Justin, what would you write home to mom about? BitConnect? I don't know. What I would write home to mom about is that if BTC broke 6160 right now, I'd probably call my mom and be like, "Man, I was completely wrong. BTC was able to rally, and it was the first time in history when institutional money was wrong." Let's see here. Not the first time, they get things wrong, but generally you want to trade them. BitConnect. I gotta get sound bites, man. I gotta get sound bites and add them to the soundboard so I can do like funny stuff like that. Let's see here. Do we not like it? We can change it. Try this out. How's that for you guys? All right, so XRP on the daily chart. Does it look like a period of distribution? When we get our selling climax and our automatic down. All right, move back up. Test for supply. Well, if that's the case, then we'd be in phase B. Now we don't have to see a reverse spring here. Well, let's pull that up so people can follow along. So this is Wyckoff Theory, guys. Try chill step. All right, you guys let me know. So here we go. Okay, I don't like that. Distribution should be right here. So let's find that distribution chart. Accumulation right here. Accumulation number 2. Distribution. Okay, here we go, guys. So you guys can follow along with this back at home. So when we're looking at a distribution event, what we're looking for is to see a preliminary supply and then an automatic retest, and then we have our buying climax, and this is going to be punctuated by high volume, and this is generally where retail traders are buying into a trend that, to their horror, immediately moves against them, because once the buyers are exhausted, there's no more buyers to move upwards. And this is generally where you have retail traders all piling into a trend at the absolute top, and they're convinced the price is going to continue to move up. And you have all the traders that were sitting on the sidelines. These are small unprofessional traders. This is when they're aggressively market buying into the position, and to their horror, price immediately moves against them, because all that happened is that they were getting fleeced, and institutional traders or smart traders with limit orders were just pulling them in to access their liquidity so they could actually execute their market or limit sell orders. So we have the automatic retest, the automatic reaction, automatic retest would be accumulation. And that's phase A. And then we have a nice movement back up, which is going to be our secondary test, where price revisits the upper level. Doesn't happen. All right, moving back down, we see the signs of weakness in phase B, and this is generally our level where we're looking to enter into a short. Okay, we have our upper test, and then our upper test above distribution. And again, we're looking for these to act as signs of resistance and these to act as signs of support. So guys, I really highly recommend you go get familiar with Wyckoff Theory. But we're using this to try to map out if this is what we see with Ripple. So let's see if we can't chart this out live together. Well, obviously we see right here our buying climax. All right, where was our preliminary supply? Probably right here at this point in time. Didn't have that pullback though, but again, we're looking at the daily chart. Do we see it if we go into a lower time frame? Don't really see much of a pullback in that sense. We have our automatic reaction. Okay, makes sense. And then we have our upper test right here. We have our first sign of weakness at this point. So this is now going to become... oh, what the heck? This is now going to become our support line from which we would be initiating a short into if this is a distribution. Now, it could be reaccumulation. That's kind of one of the difficult things about this. All right, here's our secondary test. Go back over to our Wyckoff Theory. Now, we don't always have to have that. We don't always have to have that upper test above distribution or up thrust above distribution. It doesn't always happen. Phase C can be optional, all right? What we should see, though, is after we have, because we see that it didn't go quite high, but we are trying to experience secondary tests of liquidity here. All right, and here are going to be our last point of supply and last point of supply. All right, so, well, if this is true, then according to Wyckoff Theory, our upper test is going to mark our resistance, and our buying climax is also going to mark our resistance. So, if we just go from, I mean, really, to be honest, our buying climax is really quite high up here. I mean, to be fair, I mean, we could be going from these full body candle closes. However, I don't think that's genuine. I think that it would be better if we were to access the liquidity up here. Damn, it's slow. Psytrance, fuck the world. Happy Sunday, Justin. Can you at OMG if you get a chance? Yeah, not a problem, man. Justin, zoom in. Alex, am I zoomed in enough, or do I need to go down to a lower time frame? what I'm seeing is if we're going to see some confirmation of this, this is now acting. So 37 cents is now acting as our resistance. However, looking at volume, guys, I want to look at volume. Prior to the run up, or excuse me, only including the run up, because that's going to let me know where liquidity is. What do you guys think? Is this too slow? Paste and go. All right. Hopefully that's better, guys. Trying to keep it livened up. Yeah, I agree with your opinion on that one. I use auto support, but find as well. It can be a bit cluttered. Thankfully, you can reduce the ones shown through the indicator menu. Oh, thankfully you can. Yeah, I can. I just tend, I've just gotten so used to using volume as support and resistance. And then my EMAs. It's just what I'm comfortable with. So man, that was a long digression into that Wyckoff thing. I think that really to do it justice, I'll probably have to do an analysis of this through Wyckoff method later on my own. And then maybe we can highlight that tomorrow morning and see. So yeah, good. I'm talking XRP BTC and I'm on the half hour. Well, yeah, XRP BTC, that's fine, but I mean, I'm incorporating the data from the XRP USD. More traders, more data. Need more wub wub. Okay, so go to the 30-minute chart. 30 minutes. Oh, so you're talking about like current price action right now? So we have our buying climax right here, then our automatic reaction, and then our test. So we'll see if we get that up thrust. See if we get that up thrust. Not seeing the sign of weakness though. The sign of weakness should put us below. If we do see a sign of weakness on the 30-minute, sign of weakness should put us a fair bit, like maybe down to test the 55-day period moving average. Right now, I mean, this could be distribution or reaccumulation. This price needs to play out a little bit more on the 30-minute chart because we either need to have an up thrust, which could also correspond with support off the 55-day EMA over here. You know, this to me looks more like, okay, this, we've kind of exited, you're right, we've kind of exited the point where we want to see like trend trading, because we're not able to get above here. You know, generally you want to look for dips down to your faster EMAs with your stop loss below your slower EMA. That's generally a good way to trend trade the strategy. Ichimoku has a very similar strategy. But again, we kind of saw the same thing here where we just entered into a period. You know, this was starting to look like a period of, this could have been a period of distribution where we have our buying climax right here. Because we see relative high volume right there. Kind of see the same thing right here. Buying climax, automatic retest, but it was invalidated. So we'll just see if this turns out to be distribution. It will be distribution if we see a sign of weakness, and then preferably an upthrust above resistance, and then we start to kind of zigzag down. As soon as we break below that lower resistance and really the 55 EMA, that would validate that. Oh my God, yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, yes, Alex. All right, my bad, I caught it. Yeah, just say, does XRP look like Wyckoff right now? Okay, well, let's look at the weekly. And you're like, no. Okay, daily? You're like, no. I'm like, okay, the 1 hour? And then 20 minutes later, you're like, no, the 30-minute chart. I'm like, okay, dude, just tell me that. So yeah, we just need to play out a little bit more, because we're going to need at least that sign of weakness right here. And right now we haven't broken below support. So this could just be reaccumulation, like we saw right here. All right, but I mean, in the, you know, a less nuanced view of it would just say, like, let's go to the hourly chart, and you know, we're above the 55-day EMA, we're above our 21 period moving average on the hourly chart, and so as long as that's really happening, now we're kind of slowing down because price is moving quickly. We'll just wait for price to catch up to the 55-day EMA, or you can look to accumulate dips and put your stop loss down here. I mean, that's the traditional trend trading way to do it. Can you post that Wyckoff analysis in the Discord the day after you look at it? Cough, and incentivize people to join the group. Yeah, guys, if you guys want to join in, I'll take a look at that and do a Wyckoff analysis. But I think what specifically he was referring to, and he just said that, was this period right here. So we've had a really nice run up. So we're trying to figure out, okay, is this an area where sellers are distributing to buyers, and then buying pressure is going to be exhausted and price is going to move down. So this is smart money getting out at the best opportunity. Again, we're not going to have confirmation of that until we see a little bit of a test down here below 51 cents. Get a little bit of a test below 51 cents. We come back up, and we're able to break above resistance, but then we come back down, and then we start zigzagging down. The moment that the second time we break below that, that's generally confirmation of a distribution period. Can I do zeros? No, I don't think it's on any exchange, man. But you can mine it with your mom's laptop, guys. For those of you who didn't catch that show last night, I was live with Calum from Australia, Project Zero Z. Guys, go check that out. I'd like to hear your thoughts, comments, opinions, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats. Leave them in the comment section down below, as always. Let's go take a look at Alex, let's take a look at the mark price for XRP. See what XRP looks like right now. So here's the 60-minute chart. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but yeah, I'm in a short position on XRP. All right, so we seem to have, well, we've got more buying here, but that's fine. We do still see what looks and feels and smells like and kind of tastes like a buying climax right here. And then now we've established this support right here, and we should be seeing, if you're right, an upthrust above resistance right here, which would probably stop me out. That's fine, because then I can just look back to entering if we break below this support. Or I can just be watching my oscillators and try to enter at a better time. So we'll see if we, and again, I'd like to see the sign of weakness, because that's really the short target that I'm trying to play out right here. I mean, I'm just targeting my 55 period moving lower. Oh, because I opened this up on the hourly. Yeah, I opened this up in the hourly. So I'm just targeting the 55-day period moving average. But you can see I've got my alert a little bit before that as we get close to that, to my trailing stop. And we'll just see how that plays out. So yeah, got to break below on the hourly chart. That's that support's corresponding with our 21-day period moving average. So we'll see if we get that sign of weakness right here, and then we'll see. I mean, generally always after the sign of weakness, you do have a brief failed rally. Is the entire point, is that you get a failed rally. You have individuals buying the dip. I mean, that's the entire point of the sign of weakness to the UTAD, to the up thrust above resistance, is that you have a significant dip. And you have excited buyers sitting on the sidelines, really blowing their last wad of capital. But unfortunately, price is only able to rally slightly above resistance. And then the sellers use that as the last, boom, dumping point on them. And then price moves down. We have a supremely weak rally. The secondary sellers dump on them, movement down. Extremely weaker rally, sellers dump on them. And then you actually break below your sign of weakness support, which in this case would be right around down here. And then everybody panic sells the bot in. That test area is also the 618, I believe. Joey Rocket Cryptos, hey, good looking, man. Good eye. Are you going to be talking about XRP decoupling from BTC, XRP Squirt? You can mine it on your mom's computer, real stock. Hey, man, just like BTC back in the day. So listen, yeah. I don't know if it's just a clickbaity title, but I think that the point is that Ripple is holding up pretty well here against BTC. Ripple is holding up really well. So again, we'll see what plays out here in the grand scheme of things. But it's just interesting to see. I don't know if this is all just absolute hyper on XRP at this point in time, because I tend to take things with a grain of salt. However, if we just look how the Ripple market has responded, let's just look at the higher time frame. Look at the daily here. If we just look how the Ripple market has responded to this dip, as opposed to the BTC and other markets, I mean, you know, XRP is held up right there. I mean, people just bought the dip up. Not only did they buy the dip up, like I think people actively probably sold out of other positions to buy into XRP right here. So we do see some divergence in the price between Ripple and Bitcoin, and we do see this sometimes. Like we'll see days when Bitcoin's down. Again, we can go over to Enroid to look at malicious, man. You're killing me, bro. Give me a second. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a divergence in price, and we see this before. Like if we go over to Enroid. Where we can actually look at coin correlation, we can see that, let's go to correlations. We can actually see that there are coins that pump when Bitcoin is moving down. So it's not always Bitcoin's tanking, other coins go up. So we can see here, when Bitcoin moves down, Link moves up. Oh, that didn't just play out. When Bitcoin moves down, Factum moves up. When Bitcoin moves down, Mana moves up, all right? And Bitcoin correlated to BNB, BTS, and gas. All right, I know it's the one that I noticed for sure is BNB. So on days when Bitcoin's flying, BNB is generally a good scalp trade. And we see here that Bitcoin is not correlated to XRP price. All right, either is a corresponding to Fusion or ICN. So that's something interesting. So that's just playing right along with what we know. I mean, we're getting the confirmation over here that Enroid is telling us that our coin correlations, that XRP and BTC are not correlated. So we would not expect them to move in tandem. We don't expect them to move inversely, which they are kind of right now. So we'll see if that actually changes. Again, this is based off machine learning, and they're constantly updating. So we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, I'd just be interested to see if this is going to be a distribution period after this pretty big run up. Okay, so this could be even on the higher time frame, potentially. We have a buying climax right here. Makes sense. Okay, then we have the automatic reaction. Okay, a little bit of a supply test. This would most likely be a sign of weakness. So again, that's why I've charted this out. And then we haven't had our UTAB, but that's okay. We don't need one. We have this upper supply test right here, which is more sellers getting out at a good price. And then now we're going to see if we zigzag back down. If we break below 37, I mean, absolutely, it was just a distribution period. But the other possibility is that, I mean, we are legitimately seeing a decoupling from BTC price with XRP, which we already know exists because we know that BTC price is not correlated with XRP price. But I mean, is XRP going to go on a little bit of a tear here, guys? Is XRP going to go on a tear and, like overcome the other stuff? Well, I don't know. Let's go look at sentiment. So we had a lot of XRP positions like ratcheting up their longs. So are they in profitable positions or are they unprofitable positions? Okay, so let's look at the 12-hour chart. Okay, so let's correlate this along. 12-hour chart on our sentiment. Okay, 12-hour chart on our price. Okay. So we have a huge ratchet up in longs. Okay. From October, from pretty much the middle of October, the 11th of October, until the 12th of November. So let's go look at the price. So here we are. So longs just buying, going long. And are they in a profitable or unprofitable position right now? Well, they're in a profitable position. So what does that mean? Okay, bull bear income on XRP USD long positions. It means that longs are probably going to want to take profit. Okay. And look for an opportunity to re-enter. Whereas shorts are probably wanting, let's look at shorts. Shorts declined to the exact same period, and now shorts have picked up, okay? So shorts that are in unprofitable positions, see shorts dropped off throughout here, and now shorts have picked up. So the shorts, let's see, so starting from the 5th of November to current date, yeah, so we can see the brief uptick and then a slight downtick in shorts, but then really rises back up here on the starting on the 13th. So if shorts really picked up on the 13th, okay, oh, those shorts covered, okay, makes sense. Shorts covered right here. Price rallied back a little bit, looking at the higher time frames. But however, we probably have a small amount of shorts trapped in unprofitable positions, which means they're probably going to add to their position. But however, if we look at the distribution of longs and shorts, I mean, there's twice as many longs as there are shorts. This is retail sentiment, all right? So we don't have information on institutional sentiment. We can't correlate that data. So we don't know if the retail traders have it right, but keep in mind, the retail traders are generally wrong. Now, we have just fallen back down to that lower level of support. So longs aren't over their skis, okay? And that makes sense. Longs were over their skis like right around here and right around here. And we can see that they decoupled and decompressed. Let's see here. Malicious upload. I will go over that with you. Yeah, I don't want to take over the stream with basic stuff, but perhaps others would enjoy knowing what you use them for since you are as experienced. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Good way to test my skills, too. What coins, if any, are you hodling cracking crypto? Well, I got a little bit of XRP, BTC. But I'm a trader, man. I'm not a hodler, dude. The only thing I hodl is BTC. So what am I in position on? Well, that would be a little disingenuous to the premium signals groups, but quick look at the screen. You guys want to pause and take a screenshot? There you go. We'll talk about profitable trades as we move forward. That site, Camille EU, says crypto correlations. What site? What site? What URL? I got you, man. I hear you. I see you in the chat. I'm going to pop it in the chat right now. Boom. XRP, Red 5 Golf Gunny, no new money coming into crypto. The money just keeps switching coins. No new money, no great bull run. Yep, that's right. However, there is new money coming into the sector, and that's institutional money, OTC trades, which is not moving the spot price. OTC market, or excuse me, OTC trades are really maxed out, guys. They're at all-time highs. OTC transfers, meaning that money is trading hands, not on the open market, and that's fine. That's fine. That's kind of what we expect to see. Hopefully you guys like this music. I can't hear it, otherwise it's just going to I can hear it just a little bit over there. It sounds kind of boring, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, whatever. It's all good. Alright, so I've focused on Ripple a whole lot here. So let's just, okay, so let's do our basic TA. So we looked at sentiment data. What is sentiment data probably telling us? Well, longs aren't significantly over their skis. The longs are at a relative low level of support on longs. So we should expect longs to have some growth here, okay? See, the longs are not at an all-time high. They're ranging, and this looks like a decent 618 Fibonacci retracement. Looking at our swing high to our swing low. Bam, look at that. Really right consolidating right at that 618 Fibonacci retracement level. Good. I like to see that. As long as we stay above that 786, which is probably going to correspond to this lower level of support here at like 62,000, we can probably expect longs to continue to rise. Shorts here relatively overextended. All right. Shorts really rose up right here. And now they've rose back up. We've got this. It's not a horizontal support and resistance here on the shorts. However, you can see that relative to longs don't seem overextended significantly. And they've fallen back to a healthy consolidation period. Shorts did seem overextended, fell back down to a healthy consolidation period, and now they've run up, okay? So we're going to see if we can continue to get a run in the longs, or excuse me, a run in the shorts. But I think that XRP actually looks pretty healthy looking at sentiment data. And again, it's not decoupled to BTC price, so as long as BTC continues to like move a little bit sideways, or if BTC, God forbid, goes down, like we've been talking about, is more likely, we probably could see some more movement out of XRP. However, Alex brought up a great point, that distribution level of area, and I actually just wanted to throw that on the macro, and we'll see if this plays out. If this is our sign of weakness, so basically what this means is long-term above 37 cents, 38 cents, we're looking pretty good. Really, I'm gonna be more specific with it, okay, guys? So we can see that we had a fake breakdown from the 55-day period moving average on the daily chart, and that held as support. We had a nice run up, and you can see that once we get that nice run up above our fast EMAs, you can sell as soon as you cross below either of your choice, either your fastest EMA, which means you're gonna get shooken out of positions a lot, your slower EMA, or your medium slow EMA, okay? So I've got your 8, your 13, your 21, and your 55. All right, so it's just an easy, good, rough guide on a way to trade, guys. So let's say the most common way is we're going to use our 21 EMA. So you can buy right here is a good speculative place to buy when price is moving down to test your 55-day EMA. As soon as you get confirmation that price closes above it on this higher time frame, you can buy or go long and expect that price will continue to move up. You can look to take profits here at this point when your RSI becomes oversold briefly, and you also get a Fisher sell signal on the very next candle. Good opportunity to take profit. And then if you're being very aggressive, you can try to buy again on that retest of that 55 EMA. Again, this is the daily chart, so you would add a 5-day run, and then you can take profits at your stop loss below your next period moving average. However, now we've come back down to test that 55-day period moving average, and that was a good speculative buy on the daily chart. Now we're running up. So again, now we're waiting for either price to close. Now that we've gone above all our fast EMAs, I would set your stop loss here at about 49 cents to lock in your profits if you did purchase down here at that retest of that 55-day EMA. However, as long as we're above that 55-day EMA, we're moving bullishly. But we're going to see if we can get over this resistance right here. We're coming into a high volume node. All right, makes sense. So a lot of people that bought here are trapped buyers, and they're looking to sell at profit or break even. So again, it's going to be difficult for us to get over this resistance, just like we're looking at with Bitcoin and all that stuff. But if we are able to get over it, well, there's some pretty clear skies above us, guys. OTC is going crazy. When will that show? When institutional markets are absolutely ready. Can we get some Psytrance on the stream? Is it copyright? Is it copyright free? Link going haywire? Oh, we'll take a look at Link here in just a second. Not going to be able to look at a whole lot of requests. LTC, I'm just going to it looks boring. All right. Daily chart, nothing happening. Nobody cares about Litecoin right now. Nobody cares about Litecoin. Litecoin was really cool there for a minute. And Litecoin's not cool anymore. Alright. Can volume alone increase a stable price? XRapid just moves. XRP bot, who's holding it? They're just buying and selling. Can volume alone increase a stable price? Yes. This is why Binance and most exchanges participate in wash trading. For the volume profile, do you need premium or just pro? Just pro, man. Just pro. You can use the 30-day trial. You just pop into your indicator and go down here to volume profile, and you've got fixed range, session volume, and visible range. Fantastic tool, man. You check Mo, Mibcoin. Is it on an exchange? Just for fun. Okay, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Mib. All right, guys, you heard it here first. 4 cents. Market cap of 1.68 million. 301 BTC market cap. Oh, you guys got some market cap supply. All right, let's look. That's still that super, super small cap penny stock stuff, guys. Look at price. So here we actually get USD price, which means it's listed on USD exchange. All right, WizKey. Thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. So where are we trading on? Coin Super, Coin Benny, IDCF. All the volume seems to be on Coin Super. Only 13 grand in total daily volume. Spot price, V-type transaction mining. You know, so let me just address something fundamentally, Crypto Kibo. You're talking to somebody, and I've like gone off about this. I'm actually, and I don't know, like, I don't really care what anybody thinks because people like think this is controversial, but I just got WizKey's name. Yeah. But is cell phone mining going to be better for Africa than adopting cryptocurrency? Excuse me, adopting a sound money like Bitcoin, which they can also use their cell phones for because they can just install a cell phone wallet. I think that you're going to see. I mean, if Bitcoin's able to do good things for people that want to mine on their phones, that's great. However, you can't have a secure network with cell phone hashing power. You just can't. It's going to be open to manipulation, and it's going to be open to 51% attacks and things of that nature. Worse than that is that if the majority of your hashing power is just mining, there's nothing that's stopping the government, who has more money and capital and resources than an individual does, than setting up a basic normal, like, you know, ASIC or whatever, or a couple big mining centers, and completely dominating that chain. Meaning that you're now not government hard. And that's the point of Bitcoin. The point of Bitcoin is to give you a currency that people can use that makes you government hard. And that does more for a society, more for an economy than get rich quick schemes. I'm not saying Bitcoin is a get rich quick scheme. I'm just saying that I think that what's probably better is to spread adoption of Bitcoin in places that, like in third world countries, rather than trying to get them invested in the next big thing that's going to run up. And that's not to say that, you know, like, it's not that I don't want third world countries to get in on a chance to be super rich, but the reality of the situation is that retail investors often get fleeced, and there's nobody that really can't handle getting fleeced more than third world countries, because generally, you know, these Ponzi type setups where very few profit and most lose out. You know, like, look at, you know, just from an investing standpoint, look at the majority of people that bought into Bitcoin at 17,000 as opposed to the people that bought in lower. Not to say that Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. I mean, but investing and trading, investing in a long-term frame, I think that trading you can pick up and be profitable within 6 months. In my experience, the people that I've worked with, as long as you actually, like, start from the beginning and don't fill your head with knowledge, man. Or excuse me, don't fill your head with garbage. You want to fill your head with knowledge. Knowledge, Ty Lopez. But yeah, man, I don't see. I mean, if it makes some people fantastically wealthy, awesome, man. But I think that Bitcoin is just far more viable to be adopted. You know, I think that's going to do more because it's going to give you guys a sound currency, and it's going to decouple you guys from manipulation, and you know that would allow you guys to stand up to the UN, which the UN is goddamn genocidal to Africa right now. Like, it's disgusting, like, what the UN is doing to Africa with the regulations, with saying you guys can't use gas and coal and oil. I mean, it's disgusting. Have you considered doing a poll to determine a structure for your live streams, or do you prefer this style a lot more? You know, I'm just trying. This is a learning process, man. So yeah, if you guys got tips, hints, suggestions on how to make the stream better, I'm working on adding stuff to make it better every day. And we'll just, I'm happy to take requests. You heard about Apollo coin. Any thoughts about it, or is it too soon? I can take a look. Oh, I mean like structured time frames in the stream where he does X and then he does Y kind of thing. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Like what I'd like to do, I mean, what I've tried to keep it to is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, chat engagement, take requests, or, you know, now I'm like starting off with a little bit of news. Yeah, of course, like Crypto Kibo, of course it's, no, well, like, is it speculation? Like, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, is it speculation that a stable currency is going to be better for a community than get rich quick schemes? No, that's not speculation. That's historical fact. I mean, just look at every country that's adopted a centralized currency. It's not been good for them. XRP, TRX, and VeChain. These are the stupidest communities in crypto in order, Square Cracker says. I guess since the user base isn't massive yet, then it makes sense to just give the viewers what they want. I also haven't been around much, so I don't know what he really does. Haha, every coin forks when they see something not right. That's manipulation. Could be freedom. All right. Yeah, man. It's sometimes it gets a little chaotic, malicious. We're working on it, man. It's a growing process, man. So real quick, guys, I'm gonna spend just a few minutes looking at CoinFarm and giving you guys the super quick TLDR. CoinFarm.online. I'll drop the link in the description, man. CoinFarm.online is going to give you BitMEX margin information. Okay, so your first bar here at the top. Okay, so you've got your chart here of price on Bitfinex for BTC USD, and then on the right is going to be BitMEX BTC USD. Then you're going to have your technical. These are your trading view, like, you know, technical analysis reviewers. This is your overall. This is your moving averages. This is your overall. This is your moving averages for the two different exchanges. Typically, we try not to go off this so much, but, you know, just like super basic, I guess you can work with it. Scrolling down, you're going to be able to see this is based on the last 24 hours of trading. It's going to tell you the percentage of open positions in shorts, the percentage of open positions in longs, and then the dominance either way. And right here in the middle, that's going to be the dominant position. Again, this is based on the last 24 hours. So in the middle is going to be your superior position. Moving down, this is going to be your time in hours. All right, so you can see at 1 o'clock in the morning, this was the longs and shorts ratio. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, blah, 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 blah. So this is your last 12 hours of, geez, excuse me, guys. This is your last 12 hours of trading. This is your depth chart, or this is your current order book. So buy orders are being filled over here, sell orders are being filled over here, and this lets you know how deep the chart is. So we can see here that at $5,227.57, there are 679,570 orders that are buying in. And so this is starting to overpower the sell orders, moving price shortly up. And we can see here the dominance of buying and selling. We can see that right now at the current time, there's 64% more buying. Excuse me, the ratio of buying to selling is 65% to 35%. So when you're doing order flow analysis, this is going to let you know when price is likely to be moving up, likely to be moving down. And then right here in the middle is the actual agreed upon market value price. Next box is going to be your superiority of shorts, okay, and this is your depth chart based off price, okay. So you've got this is a horizontal bar chart, and every single column represents a certain price. So currently 55.25, 55.25, 50, 55.26, and so on and so on and so forth, moving up in 50-cent increments. And we can see that at 55.25, there are 88,153 positions limit selling at that position. Move over to 55.25.50, we can see that there's 383,000. So this is a good way to gauge your depth chart, and it just gives you more better actionable data. The most important thing that I like to trade off is this. Now, this is every single minute is a tick right here, and this you can change to 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 2 hours. And again, BTC Trading Challenge has a really good, BTC Trading Challenge has a really good video on this. But this is going to correspond to every single minute on the tick. And what you're looking for here is wild movements to one side or the other. So we can see here that in one moment in time at 12 o'clock, we had 2.159 million shorts open up. And then 2 minutes later, excuse me, we had 1.583 million longs open up. So this is key if you're monitoring this to look for when to enter and exit in the market when you're expecting to see a large movement. And this is just a review of the last 24 hours based on every single hour. So we can see here that at 9 o'clock that we had a lot of longs open up, 39.835 million longs open up. And so this just lets you correspond and see which direction the market is most likely to move. Again, keep in mind that this is all retail trading data, but I find that trading based off sentiment is the superior way to trade, and then you use technical analysis to just fine-tune your method a little bit. Thanks, Malicious. And then BitGer. BitGer is a pretty fantastic resource, guys. There's so much on here, so you guys want to take your time. But again, you've got your coin. This is your coin market cap right here. So you've got your price, change in an hour, change in the last 24 hours, your current market cap, volume of the last 24 hours, quick price graph right here. You can look at market cap, volume for 24 hours, technology, founded and mineable category. I mean, there's so much information here on BitGer. It's absolutely fantastic. They've got a very nice heat map. I like to go to coins, and you can see your cryptocurrency price heat map. However, and this is based off, like, this is current right now. And then you can also like sort this by anything that's gone up, you know. Then we go to, you can look at exchanges, which is really good. So this is going to show you volume on exchanges. Trends. Okay, so this is going to show you what's trending. This is going to show it to you by category. Okay. Volatility is very important. You want to look at what's highly volatile if you're looking for what to day trade today. Tools over here, BTC fee predicting. This is pretty good if you want to figure out the mempool and figure out like if you're sending transactions. The BitGer volatility index is pretty helpful. So this is letting you know how volatile the market is at this point in time. However, probably the most important thing that I look at is Bitcoin open interest, and this is going to be your future sentiment by category. So I just check this every day and see, especially on Tuesdays when the reports come out. And this lets me know like where funds are at with their sentiment overall, where professional traders are at with their sentiment, and where retail traders are at with their sentiment. So as we can see at the current point in time, funds are neutral, professional traders are bearish, and retail traders are bullish. And that generally means that our retail traders are going to get smacked in the face. So if you look at funds, sentiment right here, small traders are 71% to buy. So funds are about 50-50, so they're neutral. Professional traders are about 61% to 40% sell to buy. And we can see that skewed against that retail traders. So this is pretty helpful. And this is net positions in Bitcoin futures. You can correspond to this as well. And this is open interest in longs, open interest in shorts. All this is extremely useful information. You guys find your own way to trade about it. I can talk more like later about specifically how I look at this. But we've already been on for an hour and a half. God, I got to start making more educational videos. All right, so let's go to the chart. Squarecracker just listed every coin he got wrecked on. It's possible, man, but he also, I think he might have a good point. So we're just going to do OMG and Link real quick, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and get off the air, guys. Kind of tired today. And I kind of want to check in with the primos and make sure that they have a good day today. Well, hope you guys listen to me. Any primos watching. Sorry. Over here. Oh, poor dude. All right, so let's go take a look at the good old Stinky Linky. There we go. Chart. All right. Let's change this. There we go. Easier on my eyes. Alright, so I was interested in looking at a potential entry into Link if we were able to fall back down to the 618 retracement period, also the lower level of the channel. We did kind of. We fell and closed below the 50% line here on our parallel channel, but then we gapped above it, right? And that's where I have here an alert for the Link breakout. So, again, this seems to not... Oh, I gotta put my template back on. We've got good volume pouring in here, so this is actually not bad. And it's not unnatural to see weak volume coming up here on the rise. Now, again, I still want to put this into perspective of where we're at in the market, guys. Okay, so we've got some pretty big resistance that we're trying to get over here. This is strong psychological resistance, and it doesn't surprise me that individuals are looking to take profit at these levels. And again, the same thing that I had said a few days ago is that if we are able to get above pretty much this area right here where I have a link break on the daily chart, there's not a whole lot of volume. Now, one thing that we do need to be on the lookout for is a stop loss hunt. And what that means, that's a stop loss hunt to the upside, where you're going to have large limit sell orders up here, and you're going to typically this is like boiler room sentiment psychology. You have people really convinced that we're breaking above new all-time highs here, and now you have people sitting on the sidelines aggressively market buy in, and all they're doing is providing liquidity to these limit sell orders up here, and then generally price moves significantly down into a retracement or consolidation period, guys. You know, price cannot, I don't think that a cryptocurrency at this point in time, in this market condition, can go on a significant tear like we have, although I do like this. And again, we've seen, so yeah, link up over 331% on the daily chart if you would have bought at those lower levels. So really congratulations to everybody who got in on link. I'm assuming 4chan is absolutely rich now. So take a look at that just a second, Boosin. No problem, malicious. So let's see here. So in order of what I think is more probable, here's what I think is more probable. Something up 300% typically needs to come down. All right, look at that. 649% came significantly down. All right, and then we just rest and things move back up. So we'll see though here, guys, if we start breaking above new all-time highs, you expect to continue to make new all-time highs, and you continue to trend trade the profitable asset class. Now, what I think is more likely at this point in time, based on what I typically see in the markets at these levels, is a stop loss hunt up into these lower levels of volume. All right. However, if that does not happen, then we zoom through this low volume node, and above that we have no data. So all we can assume is that we are now in a strongly trending market, and we look to trend trade it the way that you always trend things, the way that you would always trend trade things. So you look for price to come back to a lower level of support, you buy the dip. All right. So what did we see? Where we saw a reversal right here, actually off our 13-day moving average. Okay. Price is significantly higher than the 21 and the 55. And the daily chart, the stop loss has you down here so that you don't get knocked out from volatility. So if you're trading the trailing stop strategy, your stop will be down here at 67.83, which is a significant movement down, but that's 38%. And if you were lucky enough to buy in anywhere down here near the bottom, well, then you are not doing too bad for yourself to lose 38% on your position to stay in the trade. Because you can see that had you been following that, if you've been trend trading this all the way up, you would have never got, come on, dude. Sometimes trading me really pisses me off. You would have never gotten kicked out of your position. So the moment the price moves above your trailing stop, it's telling you to be in this trade on the daily chart, and this trailing stop is keeping you in the trade throughout this entire market cycle. So let's see what happens when we get up here above. I've got that link break. Might look to aggressively enter into a position, but we just be breaking right back into this channel. Still not the juicy position that I want to get into. I was looking to maybe take a scalp trade to the upside if we came down here closer to this 618, closer to the channel bottom. We didn't. We reversed off the 21-day period moving average. Okay, that's fine. That's a little bit more bullish than I would expect. But again, my long-term thing here is I'm just going to be on the lookout for the stop loss hunt above here, which we've already seen occur 1, 2, 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times we have large limit sell orders up here, and so we need to see if we can get over that resistance. But again, as I said yesterday, guys, you need to be careful because there are people that bought here and bought here and bought here, and they have more capital than you, and they can move the market significantly more than you can. And that smart money, I would have my limit sell order up here in these areas of low volume, in these low volume node areas. Isn't that at those levels, the lower time frames, and see what it looks like today. Nice. See, not a lot of volume though pulling in. So we had declining bearish volume. Okay, And we've got a significant movement up, not so much because there's buyers, but because sellers are exhausted. All right, so yeah, this is typically a good place where you want to enter in the market. When you see declining momentum volatility, and you can see that confirmed by the MACD, you have declining momentum volatility. And then it actually is telling you, MACD is telling you that you can aggressively enter on this candle. We're getting a Fisher crossover. However, guys, we're still in a pretty oversold area here on the RSI. RSI was oversold at this level right here, and every time that we've been oversold on the RSI before, we did pull back and consolidate a little bit more significantly before a movement back up. So I think this is probably a short-term break. We'll see what happens when we get up here to the top of the channel. Most likely come back down and enter into that period of accumulation and consolidation. You know, again, if you look at the volume and look at significantly how far price is moving, this does not really correlate to, excuse me, this is not so much a lot of buyers stepping into the market. This is selling pressure exhausting. This is selling pressure being exhausted. And so not a lot of resistance to price moving back up. However, when price moves back up into a profitable profit-taking range, you're going to see that resistance come right back down again because there's still a large chunk of limit sell orders. You guys heard it here first. ENG trying to close above that 55 period moving average. Crypto Mind says, I suspect you are really... I do okay, man. Where were we at on the link? But I'm not gonna lie, candlestick theory, nice bullish engulfing candle that really like chomps out all this stuff. It's not looking pretty bad, guys. So again, I'm only bearish. Listen, I wouldn't say that I'm bearish on Link. I'm just trying to be realistic about where we're at in the market cycle. I don't think that this, I mean, this thing's already torn up, you know, what did I say before? Almost 300%. 328%. And, you know, I don't see how, you know, most of the people who are investing in projects like this are looking to take their profits because, look, it already happened here. You know, Link got listed on Binance and hodlers took their profits. Price slumps. Price moves back up. Hodlers take their profits. Slumps down. And now we're just right back at that profit-taking area, guys. So we've got room above us. We got another like 25% above us, but I mean the risk to reward ratio to me is just not really in it. Again, like I'll keep to what I said yesterday. This is an area where I look to take profit, and then if we look, there's that alert on the link rate. And if we look to continue, if we actually do break past these all-time highs, well then fuck it, dude. Then you're expecting that you've got another like 50, 75, 100% left in you. But if you're already up like whatever percentile, I mean, taking profits is very valid, man. And then you can re-enter into your investment with some of your profits. But you got to take your capital off the table. Thank you. I've been watching Link's chart. Looks like 2 or 3 Bitcoins can cause a big candle. Yeah. Yeah, what's the daily volume on Link? XRP #1 very soon. Got a ways to go. $24-hour volume, 3 million. Where's that down from yesterday? Pretty good rising volume, rising price. We had volume reach an all-time high right here. Now let's say that you're not in this and you're just looking at this as a trading opportunity. Well, again, choose what time frame you want to trade on. So on the 6-hour chart, you can see the price pulled back down to that 55 period moving average. You got a buy signal right here, so you can enter in a situation like that. You're lower at the lower end of your channel. It didn't come down as low as I really wanted it to get into this scalp trade. However, you could have taken it. And then you look up at your higher time frame. Where's your resistance going to be? Well, right here, you don't really have anything to go off except your VPVR. VR is loading right now. You don't have anything to go off except your VPVR, and right here the end of your resistance is going to be right above you at 95.77, or you're targeting the upper end of your channel and you're just looking for the Fisher or the RSI to go oversold and give you a sell signal. So that's one potential way to do it. Going down to something like the 4-hour chart, you get the same thing. 4-hour chart gives you that support off the 55-day period moving average, and then price gaps back up through that 50% art line. You get the buy signal on the Fisher transform as well, and you get some nice support candles right there. So yeah, guys, we'll just see how this thing plays out, man. I mean, now we're trading in tight margins. So we've got a trading range of about 14%. So this is a pretty highly volatile market, guys. This is a pretty good coin to be trading. So we'll just see. I don't think your upside margin here is good enough. I mean, that's 7%. Let's see. Social Geographic, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Appreciate it. However, I mean, you could, I guess if you wanted to, let's look at the 1-hour chart. Like, you could potentially enter in here, if you go down to the lower time frames, you could enter and like put your stop loss right here below your 55-day period moving average. That's how I would do it. You got about a 5% drawdown. And what's your upside potential if you're coming up to test the upper bounds of your channel? See, the risk-reward ratio there is not in it to me. You have to take a 2-to-1 trade. You know, like, are you getting in right now? So, like, what do you think? You're going to test the absolute upper ends? But you've got this resistance right here. You've never actually gone that high. So, like, let's be realistic. Let's say you go as high as your previous high. Okay, well, where would you put your stop? Like, down here? Okay, well, you don't have a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So the trade's not in there for me. It's not a profitable scalp. You want to wait for a dip. Wait for a pullback to that 55-day period moving average. Maybe on the 4-hour chart, gave it to you beautifully. 6-hour chart, gave it to you beautifully. And then you can take the trade. Right now, not where I'd be entering. I'd actually be looking, again, to take profits up here. We'll just see what volume does. Volume's kind of falling off on this candle, but this candle just opened up. We've got another 5 hours until it closes. Fisher transform, not topping below 0, so that's pretty good on the 6-hour chart. What about the 12-hour chart? Okay, not topping below 0 either. And the 12-hour chart gave you a buy signal right here. Daily chart, not topping below 0 yet either at all. And as long as Fisher transform remains above here, above the 50%, above the 0 line, we're pretty bullish. Newton, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Appreciate it. All right, so there's that stinky linky. Basic attention token. Getting into the danger zone there. Zcash, and then I said I'd look at OMG, BTC, and then that's all I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna get going. Boom, just went on a tear on the 1-hour chart. Alright, so let's take a bigger look. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart, obviously, just like every shitcoin, been in a down slump since May after that last nice little run up. And let's see here. Could never get above the 21 period moving average, except for a brief fake out right there. And then things start to get a little bit more bullish as you're entering into this accumulation period. Let's see, do you get your selling climax? No, you don't really get a selling climax, but you do get your selling climax. You get a little bit of an automatic rally. And then your spring. This could be your spring right here. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but we see the mass amount of volume right here. So we see OMG in pretty significant accumulation. However, again, just like every other coin, it just doesn't look good enough to me. I'm not scraping bottoms until I see a close on a daily chart, really, of most of these coins. Just like with, what did I look at the other day? Cardano. Until we get above this 55-day period moving average, at least. And I mean a daily close above it. Like, I'm out, dude. I'm out. If we're going to talk about, like, position sizing. 12-hour chart. Looks kind of okay. 12-hour chart, you got your 55-day period moving average overhead as resistance as well. So let's see. Let's say that this works out like every other time this is played out. You've got maybe 1.38%. On average, every other time that you've had a fake breakout right here from the point of the breakout to the peak is about a 5% trade. Is that congruent here? Yeah, about a 5% trade, 7% on that one. So if we do see that same kind of movement, it seems like we do have some strong resistance right here, or an area where there's trapped liquidity. Most likely a lot of buyers that bought in this area right here, and then price moved against them, and they're looking to get out at break even. Let's see, MACD is starting to look a little bit of bullish. You would have got your tentative speculative buy right here as momentum starts to wane. We're going to get the crossover right here to the upside. Fisher transform about to cross up to the upside, and the RSI about to move up into the upper bounds of the RSI. That's pretty good. We don't have a lot of RSI resistance here that I see. Maybe a little bit there. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens as we get closer to this 55-day moving average. Just kind of the way that I'm 6 hour chart still under that 55-day period moving average as well. You guys, I just have to revert back to the simpler times here. And the reason why is because you know, these like lately the market's been so like brutal on these shitcoins, dude. Like, you know, you get like a 5% movement, you got to be in, you got to be out. It's not like it was back in the day where you're like, oh, buy here, set a low stop, you're good. I'm just gonna set a tight stop on this alt, and it stopped. Yeah, I'm not trying to do that, especially the primos, man. I'm trying to give them nice, good trade setups. So 4 hour chart starting to look okay. 1 hour chart, see if you're trading on the 1 hour chart and you actually are looking for like a 2 to 3% movement, like it's okay. Like you would have gotten your confirmation like right here when all the fast EMAs crossed above the slow EMA, and then you get a candle bar that breaks above. You simply set your stop. Why is that? Okay. You simply set your stop. At that point, you got your trailing stop right there. So you're entering like right around here. You've got 2% to the downside, so that means you have to at least be targeting, like if you are entering on that buy signal, like right there, setting your stop there, that means you have to at least be targeting. You have to have a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Okay, that doesn't seem too unreasonable. You have to at least be targeting what is that, 506. That's about a 3% gain. And then again, then you move to your, so can we get some confluence with that? Let's go to the 4 hour chart. Okay, well on the 4 hour chart, that's 506, 510. That's where your stop actually in your short position is, so that seems to make sense. But look, you don't actually hit that these last 2 times you have that little fake breakout on the 6 hour chart. 6 hour chart, let's see here. Yeah, you don't really have anything above you for resistance that you can use here. Going to the 12 hour chart, let's see here. There's that 55-day period moving average at 505. So you've got some confluence there. You have some confluence there, but you also have some, it's just too neutral for me. Too neutral for me. So we'll see. Declining volume though, so that's not so much, it's not so much people buying as sellers being exhausted, but we'll see, guys. Again, like, you know, I like OMG. It's something that I used to trade a lot. I used to hold some OMG before I sold a lot of it, just, you know, before the decline. I'm not going to hold on all these shit coins while things are moving down. And we'll see when price breaks up above this 55-day period moving average. Like, we could be a little bit more speculative. Like, we go all the way down to the 6 hour chart. Like, we get a nice close above the 6 hour chart. Like maybe we could take a range trade up here and like set our stop right below the 55-day period moving average. Like that'd be a trade, a speculative scalp I'd be open to take. Bigger bullish movements on these things though, guys. Like all eyes on Bitcoin. But I mean, you know, if you're just wanting to take this in its own independence, 12 hour chart at the very least, need a close above that 55-day period moving average. Daily chart would be even better, because that would be a pretty strong confirmation of a trend reversal at that point. You've had a nice period of accumulation, and then you start getting healthy closes above areas of resistance. Especially like if you close above the 55-day period moving average, then you're closing above your accumulation range here at about 536. So I just be patient, let the trade come to you, and let the market convince you that it's been reversed. I mean, otherwise, you know, like, you know, if you want to buy right here, like that's fine, a little bit more reward. But again, I mean, the risk to me is not in it, because where are you going to set your stop? You know, every time, you know, price has just gone a little bit lower. So price can always get cheaper, guys. It can always get cheaper. All right, hopefully that was helpful. I've got chat minimized. Please do TA on Chainlink. QWERTY, what the fuck? LOL. I just spent like 10 minutes on it, buddy. Is Link doing a cup and handle? I guess I didn't catch that. Put that just real quick. No. I mean, not in the traditional way that you'd see a cup and handle. That's more of that's an ascending scallop. That's just a bullish formation. So again, yeah, and that's why, I mean, I was targeting at that 618 retracement, you know, just looking at that 618 retracement and looking to maybe take that to the upside. It reversed a little bit before that, so But yeah, I mean, it's just, that's not quite right, especially with this long tail of the upside. You want to see a full body candle close. But I mean, we can try and make it fit, you know. Kind of looks like a cup and handle, but let's say it is. Let's say it is. We get a measured move here then. But again, then you're having trouble, like, where's your measured move? Because you want equidistant, you know, typically a cup and handle, you're going to have, like, relatively equidistant highs. So let's just split the baby and actually say that. Okay, well, then from the part of the handle breakout, that gives you a measured move up here to 109.30. All right. 109.30. If this doesn't look like it to me, actually doesn't look like it to me, but could be. Again, that's just more of an ascending scallop. I Newton, we are at Crypto Church today, brother. Church of the Moon with charting pastor Justin Wise. Yes. Ethereum is pumping, 6Z says. Yeah, we talked about this. So just on the 60-minute chart, we're trying to pump above the 55-day period moving average. We're still trading within this bearish pennant, so we will see, guys. Like I said, not excited until we're able to get above. Let's take a look at that volume. Yeah, I mean, this volume is, I mean, not like you're having like massive volume come in. You've got 9 minutes left for this candle to close. You're getting a little bit of selling resistance right here from your previous selling resistance. And, you know, you're not out of the woods until you break out of this bearish pennant. So we'll just see how it plays out, brothers and sisters. Praise hallelujah. But yes, we shall see. You could take a speculative bet, like on the hourly chart. If we close above this 55-day period moving average, you can enter, set your stop right below your 55-day period moving average. You're good to go. Probably a good way to go about doing it. Haven't had your fasts cross over yet, but they're going to take a while to catch up. Let's go look at the market. Let's see here. How is my? Sorry, I want to check in on my position here. Did these bastards just wick me out of my? Oh, sorry, I'm trading. Gotta go back. No, okay, good. I'm still in. I'm still in like Flynn. Yeah, cool. I didn't get wicked out of my position. All right, not bad. And again, period distribution. So looking for that up thrust above resistance. So we'll see. But yeah, still got my ripple short out here, guys. Just a little scalp. We'll see. Let's go look at the spot price. Mark price, sorry. I don't know, guys. Getting above 177.15. Starts to look a little bullish here. But again, going back to that mark price, want to have a nice close above that 55-day EMA. Got some nice volume on the market though, so maybe you could take this. Like I said, you know, wait for this candle to close, see if we do end up closing above this 55 period moving average, which looks like we probably will. But just this resistance up here kind of scares me. It's going to be really hard for us to get through this right now. Let's go look at sentiment. Obviously, we're going to see that longs are higher. And I'll look at Neo and then I'm out, guys. Jeez. Sorry. Margin analysis on the next Ethereum USD. Yeah, we see longs coming up to the dominance here. Okay, so that's not an unsustainable ratio, so that can continue to grow. And yeah, what do we see here? About 10 million longs just open up, about 5 million shorts here as well. So they're about 5.49 million difference just in the last hour. Let's see. So over the last, actually that's a pretty significant opening up of longs. So we could see a nice little movement here, guys. Could see a nice little movement. Let's see what happens when we get above this pennant. Again, that's probably where I would prefer to enter. You break above this pennant. Put this out a little bit better. I want to be fair. Again. It's hard to chart. We come down. Alright, so let's take our top after the initial come down. Great come down. I mean, if you charted out like that, it looks like we did, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because we come down further. All right. So it seems like I'm being fair. Do that. That just seems to me fair. Again, this is subjective, and I'm highly aware of that. But it just looks like it to me. Okay. Oh, I just made it more bullish for you guys. Are you happy now? We'll see. We'll see what happens with Ethereum. Not trying to get out over my skis about it. But we'll watch. We'll watch. And again, I'm just looking at other trades right now. I'm in other things. But we'll watch. We'll watch and see what happens. See what happens if we can get above this previous local high right here. Close above it, which would be safely outside of our pennant. And a good strong candle close. So we go to the 4-hour chart. We're looking at the 1-hour chart here. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and see what is happening. All right, so on the 4-hour chart, we're looking at, again, trying to get above that pennant. We're trying to close above our 13-period moving average. And we've got the 21 overhead. And again, high volume nodes, guys. So price tends to move grind kind of slowly through high volume nodes. Still in this period of accumulation. Now we are at the bottom of the range, near the bottom of the range. Time to move into the upside. So we'll see if we stay within this pennant formation and break bear, like I think is more likely to happen. We'll just see, guys. Watch this one kind of close. OMI's go, just buy, guys. It's approved by Coinbase. OMI's, oh yeah, geez, fuck. Get into that OMG, fuck it. Go look. It's approved by Coinbase. No. Not seeing anything on Coinbase's Twitter, dude. Two hours ago, Coinbase Custody announces support for Ripple's XRP and OMG. Okay. Only one post 2 hours ago from this Michael dude. Reported assets. OMI's Go is listed on custody.coinbase.com. And so what though? Okay. Newton says, just went viral. Alright guys, well you heard it here. Buy some OMG. There we see the volume spike in trading view. Volume is spiking fairly significantly. Yeah. When was that announced though? This was altcoinbuzz.io. This just came out today. XRP and OMG have been successfully added to Coinbase Custody. Coinbase Custody, blah, 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 blah. Like how they have links in here. These things move markets. I don't like that. But it is on the Coinbase website. Coinbase is hiring guys if you want to get a job. Reported assets, OMI's Go. Still bothers me, like, okay, where's the Coinbase blog? Normally they announce shit like that on here. There we go. Of course, that came out on the 23rd, so what were they saying on the 23rd? There you have it, guys. Snatch up some of that beautiful OMG. Typically, you buy the rumor and sell the news. So we'll just kind of see where this goes today. Let's do some TA. Okay, guys, let's just take this into perspective, all right? Let's take this into perspective, all right? So we had fallen down, we had a stop loss hunt into a low volume node, all right, to access liquidity, as we can see on the daily chart, all right? We still have this entire accumulation range here, guys, okay? Still have this entire accumulation range down here. We're at the very bottom of an absolute downtrend, and we all know the price can get cheaper, all right? Listen, look what happened to Ethereum Classic after being listed on Coinbase. This Coinbase stuff is not, you shouldn't put as much weight behind it as you tend to think. This has the potential to be short-lived, and I just want you guys to be careful. Now, I'm not saying like, okay, like that seems like a good bet. Go out and buy some OMG. Okay, fine. But just keep in mind the market that we're in. We've got this 55-day period moving average on the daily chart below us. We've been rejected from it every single time. Is the news that Coinbase is going to list like something else? Like, who gives a fuck, dude? Like, XLM is rising on its own merits. As on top, it's not just the Coinbase listing news, okay? Like, having something listed on Coinbase, like after it gets listed on Coinbase, does not mean the price will go up. Having OMG listed for custodianship doesn't mean the price is going to go up. So, okay, look, where are we getting resistance? Right here on the daily chart. We've got the 21 period moving average, okay? Let's get above the 55-day period moving average and get confirmation of a trend reversal. If you want a safer trade. Now, if you want to like speculatively get into this, like I would buy, let's go to the 12-hour chart. Like, okay, let's say you're really doing this, okay? Well, you're buying here and you're setting your stop loss down here at your trailing stop, which is ATR times 3.5, which will keep you from getting kicked out of the trade. That should help you out. All right, you want to go down to a lower time frame. Okay, look, bam, you just hit the 55 period moving average. That's normal when we hit resistance. But I'm not going to get over my skis until I see a strong close. Like, let's go see. Somebody said something about like a 400% increase in volume. Okay, is that true on Bittrex? No, low volume on Bittrex. Is it true on where? Okay, is it true on Bitfinex? No, low volume on Bitfinex. Is it true on Poloniex? Low volume on Poloniex. Nobody seems to give a shit. Now, like, let's give it a few days. Like you said, that news, the article just came out 2 hours ago, so let's see if it goes viral or not. As you said, it just went viral. It takes things a little bit to go viral. Let's look at my chat. Look at BTC right now. All right, baby. That BTC. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. All right. So we wicked up into this low volume node area here on. So I just got tapped out of my long because I had a hard stop set when I did the stream. But that doesn't look extremely bullish to me, guys. That actually looks like an area where you want to enter into your short. Yeah, RSI oversold. In accumulation range, I had drawn this nice little beautiful red box right here where we're going to have trouble getting over with. And we can see that people aggressively market bought in, trying to get into this trend, and they just tapped into liquidity of the sell orders right here. Now, being realistic, this can be bullish. All right, on the hourly chart, we've closed above the 55-day period moving average. So if you're buying in on that signal, you're setting your stop loss a little bit down here, and you're trying to trade this to the upside. But man, you just got a lot of people just bought in right here, and they just got smashed right in the face, dude. Got smashed in the face. Pro tip: zoom out, looking at the 4-hour chart. Getting some a lot of profit taking right here, guys. So let's see if this bullish movement plays out. Do I believe there will be a bull run for alts again? Yeah, I do. Maybe not like we've seen, but I think that with the SEC coming in and not like we saw last time, but with the SEC, like the next 2 years are going to be kind of painful because the SEC is going to mop up all the token sales, all the ICOs, all the unregistered illegal securities, and they're going to pay their fines, the good ones, and they're going to continue to go on and produce and develop. So now we're actually entering the space where these things can be considered more realistic long-term investments. Oh, go BTC, go! Bad for my BitMEX position, but pretty good for my spot price holdings. Okay, I'll stay on OMG then. Yeah, so we're getting to that kind of area. Can I check LTC out? I just looked at it real quick over here. Getting some pumping, guys. Look at that 4-hour chart. Again, getting that same resistance from that 21-day period moving average. Again, I don't start getting super excited. Like, let's go down to the hourly chart. Hourly chart says we just closed above the 55-day period moving average on a pretty nice bullish candle. But look at that. Look at that volume coming in, man. That's higher volume on that bull candle. And that typically looks to me like a evening star reversal candle. But again, listen, just got to give these things a few candle patterns to play out, guys. Give them a few bars to play out. We're seeing that Litecoin right there. XRP on a bit of a tear coming into resistance. All right, so we'll just see what happens. This is not, I mean, even on the 4-hour chart, this is not a strong bullish candle, man. A little bit of a peak up. We'll just see what happens, guys. See what happens. Wait for the trade to come to you. Oh, all right, guys. Listen, I'm sorry. I know, like, seems like I always got to go off. I always got to go off air when the exciting stuff's going on. But I got my daughter today. I need to spend some time with her. Yeah, guys, just watch the charts, play it safe, enter into your positions. There's all kinds of ways to trade this. Like here on the 4-hour chart, like, okay, we've broken above our 13-day period moving average. So you could set a stop below like your fast EMA. Like, just, keep your margins tight, guys, because the market's moving like crazy as fuck right now. Sorry guys, I can't look at Nano, I can't look at IOTA. I wish I did. I wish I could, man, but I'm doing this for 2 hours straight and I've looked at a lot of stuff, guys. All right, let's see here. Just shout out to the chat real quick. Newton says I'll wait till Justin says the word, then I buy. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. X42 will be on Coinbase soon. Hell yeah. That would be good for me. BTC breaking above, majors are popping off. All right, guys. Justin said the word buy in progress. Ah, shit, guys. All right, Whale's watching the stream. Okay, I'm less hyped now. Where do I see the future of XRP? Just rewind, man. I talked about that a little bit. The volume on BTC just skyrocketed, right? And it's pretty high. 1.22 on Coinbase, 1.22K. Let's go over and look at BitMEX. Tell you what, man, a lot of longs just got wrecked right now, dude. We'll try to go long right here. Woo! That's what am I talking about though? Like my short just got wrecked. Went right up to my stop, man. Went right up to my stop, and I would have got stopped out right there. Again, I set a hard stop. I don't use hard stops, but got hard stopped out because I'm doing the live stream. So, fuck. It's all good. I'll just wait for a reentry. But yeah. Are we going to go bull or bear? Guys, join the Discord to find out today. If you guys like what you see, want to keep us on the air, you need to point your browsers to krakencryptocurrency.com, man. Head on over to krakencryptocurrency.com, and if you want to see what's going to happen today in the world of cryptocurrency, how we're going to play the trade, click join the community. While you're here, if you want to keep me on the air, if you like what I do, head over to the merch store. Scott worked hard on this. You guys don't want Scott to eat ramen noodles. Scott eats ramen noodles if we don't sell some t-shirts, guys, so feel free to pick up some beautiful merch. We are looking at decreasing the size of the Litecoin symbol and maybe increasing the size of the XRP, according to Light Yagami, but I don't know. That's up to Scott. If you guys are interested in following along with our trades and getting one-on-one mentorship in our trading group, click on trading services to see what we have to offer. This needs to be updated, so the more accurate information is in the Discord right now. So if you guys just start sending death threats to Scott to update the website, that would be awesome. Moving over to contact us. If you guys have a question, feel free to drop us a line, or as always, you can guys. Shout out to Your Crypto Daily News. Make sure to head over to Your Crypto Daily News. He says, I eat ramen anyways. I'm here every morning at 11 o'clock CST. Sometimes we're here in the evenings, especially on the weekends tonight. I believe we're going to be having Alex on to do our weekly Sunday Crypto Currently. And then last night we had Caleb on from Project Zero Z. I've got some cool people coming on the show in the coming future, so look forward to that. Happy to do the show. I really appreciate everybody that's coming here. Shout out to Brandon Murray. Shout out to Crypto Kibo, Malicious Upload, Light Yagami, Cogito Ergo Zoom. I like that name, man. 600th. Join the show tomorrow, man, and I'll check out Nano. Same for you, Cogito. If you check out, I'll look at IOTA, XRP Pivotable. Thanks for joining, as always. Let's see here. Bullet, Red 5 Golf Gunny, thanks for joining again today. Square Cracker, thanks for tuning in. Real Stock Roach, as always, man, don't be late to school, brother. Camille Yu, glad you could join us all the way from Africa, man. XRP Squirt, Joey Rocket Cryptos, and everybody else from the team. Getting a little bit of lag now, but it's all right. Probably so many people coming to watch. Okay, guys, that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed the show. As always, I'm Justin Wise for Kraken Crypto, guys. Play that outro.